Okay, hi, Mike, and hi, everybody. Welcome to our second edition now of chatting with some professionals working in STEM fields. We're doing this in celebration of National Engineering Month, March 2019. So lots of fun stuff going on throughout the month, but I thought it'd be a great opportunity to take some time to connect with some real people, real live people working in real live engineering and engineering technology and technical roles to hear their stories. So, with that, I wanted to introduce and welcome Mike Stanzel. Mike is the technical service manager at Lehigh Hansen, and he has spent many years working in the cement industry and honestly, Mike, I can say, I can truly say, I have never heard anyone talk so passionately about the cement industry before. So I'm really excited to get you on the phone um, and let you share your perspectives with everybody. So I'll turn it over to you, maybe let you do a little bit of a brief introduction for yourself. And I guess maybe I should say hi. It is Rebecca White, or Becky, as a lot of you know me, that is speaking on the other end of it here. But I'll turn it over to you, Mike, and so that you can say hi and let everybody know a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, hi, Becky. It's a pleasure to be here and a pleasure to chat with you as always. And I'm happy to be doing this. So to give just a little bit of background about myself, I graduated from chemical engineering from Queen's University back in 2001, and I've been working in the cement industry since then. I started in operations at the production facility, doing quality control, process control, plant engineering, and environmental management. And my main focus there was mostly on the optimization and efficiency at the cement plant. After that, I made a move more towards the commercial side with my role as a technical services manager for the Ontario and Quebec regions for Lehigh Hansen. And I've been doing this since about 2010. In this position, I act as a liaison almost between the sales, operations, and marketing groups. And I work very closely with our customers, some of the industry associations, and the specifying committees to ensure that our products are meeting their needs and trying to help them find ways to enhance their operations and the sustainability of their products. The best part of the job, of course, is that I'm always interacting with people, seeing different perspectives on things, and there's always an opportunity to learn and challenge ourselves. This is the type of industry where you could be in it for 40 years, 50 years, and still not know everything. So there's plenty of opportunity to grow and develop and take things how you like it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mike. And I love how you've kind of transitioned into some really interesting roles where you get to connect with people and help them and find ways to improve sustainability. It sounds like a lot of fun. Again, like I said, you have a way of just making your job sound fun, which is great. It's refreshing to hear. So let's.
Gotta love what
Sorry, I think I talked over top of you there.
you gotta love what you do.
Yes, so powerful when you can connect to those kind of the meaning behind what you're doing, right?
Yes, yes.
So maybe to take a few steps back and think a little bit about what led you into this awesome job. We'll start with just why you chose engineering.
Well, I think like a lot of children, my interest in engineering was sparked by imagination. As a kid, I was always fascinated with science fiction and science fantasy and reading some of those books and watching the movies and, all these questions that are being asked of, what if? What if something were to happen or if this technology were to exist? On top of that, I always enjoyed math and sciences in school and seeing how you can construct laws and equations to describe how things work. And we all know that math is the basic language of the universe, and there's still a lot of secrets that we're waiting to unlock. Now, with engineering, you're involved with the practical applications of those laws, and it's almost more of an art than a science where you're trying to figure out how to apply these laws. You're looking at how these laws and equations interact, trying to find ways to use them, manipulate the inputs and variables, or even how some of those laws and equations interact with each other, or how you can bring in other equations to come up with practical solutions to problems and ways to capitalize on potential opportunities so that you can do things better, safer, more efficiently, and just in general try to push our limits so that society can continually advance for the betterment of all. And sometimes that means you're doing, high-end computer simulations or laboratory experimentation, or at times, even grabbing a sledgehammer or a pipe wrench and a shovel and doing some physical work to get some results. And a lot of people say that, they want to change the world, and that's why they went into their particular discipline. When you look at engineers, I think generally we don't necessarily want to change the world. We want to do a step better, and we want to build it. And I think that starts with imagination, and then it progresses with understanding towards critical thinking and creative application of what you know.
That's fantastic. I really love how you're kind of tapping into the creative side, the innovative side, and using the tools that we have and the tools that we learn when we're studying engineering to be able to take those tools and use them in these really, really powerful, unique, creative, and exciting ways, really.
Yeah, absolutely. You're building your own science fiction that way.
That's right. So it goes all the way back to your love of science fiction as a child, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And so you already talked a little bit about this, Mike, but maybe tell us a little bit more about how the work that you're doing has an impact on society.
All right. Well, we have to look at the actual product, going back to the basic. And when you look at concrete and masonry construction, that forms the basic foundation for our infrastructure, our health and wellness and development, and it takes an active role in building our communities. And concrete is actually the most consumed manufactured material in the world. And I think it's about 4 tons of concrete are used per person per year globally. That's huge.
Wow.
When you're looking at whether you're looking at the ancient Egyptian, Chinese, or Roman builders, or some of the more modern architecture with the CN Tower, roads and bridges, residential housing, sewage treatment plants, nuclear facilities, and so forth, you simply can't tell the story of civilization without speaking to the functionality and versatility of concrete as a building material. It's not just a part of our infrastructure, but it's a part of who we are. Now, as a professional in this industry, we're always looking towards sustainable solutions for our communities. How can we meet the needs of our present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs? How can we contribute to our community's social, environmental, and economical well-being? So we're always asking, how can we come up with a particular combination of materials that's going to balance the structural requirements, the durability requirements, resource consumption, and cost? How can we improve our operations and enable renewable technologies so that we can reduce the energy consumption during the manufacturing process, or increase the production, or reduce the environmental footprint? And how can we develop new innovative materials going through the rigorous standards development process that we have to ensure fitness for use and safety for the public, and get these more sustainable and innovative solutions to market and into practice?
Wow, I never really thought about how far back when you were talking about, ancient Egyptians and Roman builders and really again, like this is something that we're always guilty of is just taking things for granted, right? All this stuff we see every day, the impact that we've had on the whole world in all these different ways. It's right there in front of us, and we really do. I guess maybe I'm talking about myself, but I see it time and again where we really do take it for granted unless we're out there talking about it and telling these stories and connecting these ideas to real life. It's easy to forget how much of an impact it has, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't walk anywhere in the city or any civilized area without seeing concrete.
Yeah, yeah.
It's every.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm definitely going to be paying a lot closer attention now too as I'm navigating my steps through. And so I guess thinking about these stories that you're telling and bringing these ideas to the general public, that leads me a little bit into the idea that we like to think about and connect these ideas to kids and get them thinking about um, engineering in other ways than they may have thought about it previously. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, and maybe just tell us, if it makes it easier, tell us what's something or one thing you want kids to know about engineering.
Oh well, just it's hard to pick just one because there's so many things.
Yeah.
But I did see your interview a couple of weeks ago with Ben and Sarah, and I really liked how they said that engineering is about bringing everything together, and how you can move forward in a particular field or industry and leverage your own strengths and personality to really excel in your career and make it your own. You can build up on a solid foundation of the fundamental skills, which are vitally important, with secondary skills where you specialize. And it's a lot like putting together your own custom set of tools or an artist's palette or however you look at it. There's a lot of different places where you can work. There's a lot of different and creative ways that you can approach a particular problem. And I think the STEM field gives you an advantage regardless of what path you end up following, whether you're thinking about your traditional fields such as civil engineering or electrical engineering, or if you're looking to other industries where you might not necessarily think that STEM can play a major role, such as music or cooking and cuisine, or even journalism. You have to realize, too, that your education is only a starting point. And what really matters and where you prove yourself is with the choices that you make moving forward. You always want to be continuously learning. Now, when taking engineering in school, it builds on a foundation for us with learning how to learn, learning how to solve problems, and learning how to push the boundaries of what you think that you are capable of. And that's really what it all boils down to. Never stop learning, whether we're talking about technical concepts and theories, or whether you're talking about some of the softer skills, such as management, leadership, and communication skills. Continuous education is the key to success. And understand, too, that the most important thing is a sense of humility about ourselves and with what we know, because without that, you simply can't grow or develop as an individual. And things aren't always going to be easy, whether we're talking about our careers or in our lives. But you have to remember that whatever you're up against, you can always make a choice. And the true triumph of the human spirit is the ability to navigate through change and adversity, to not just come out the other side alive, but to come out stronger, smarter, more capable, and ready to face down the next challenge that's foolish enough to get into your way. And when you're up against the impossible, you got to look deep down and think about who you are, and then think really hard about who you want to be. You know, if you're an engineer, you help people, and you got to hold yourself to that mark.
Wow, so much great stuff in there, Mike. I was laughing when you were talking about the a challenge being foolish enough to stand in your way. I saw a sign somewhere the other day that said, "Go ahead, underestimate me. I dare you," or something like to that effect. And I just thought, just made me think of that and how you can look at it in look at challenges in different ways, right? As something that's in your way or something that's an opportunity to excel and grow. And I was also reflecting on the your thoughts on how the education and the training that you get when you choose a STEM field or choose a STEM path, maybe is a good way to say it, really gives you an advantage. And maybe it's because we're just kind of coming into the spring here. It's been a long winter. My kids have spent a lot of hours on the Xbox and video games, but it made me think about leveling up and talking to kids about how the tools that you get with STEM fields, it's really a way to kind of level up your life and do all those great things that you were talking about. So a lot of fun
That's
thinking about things that way.
a great analogy. Level up.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna have to use that.
yes, yeah. Well, thanks so much, Mike, for taking a few minutes to share some of your thoughts with us. Looking forward to um, continuing to follow along with the interesting stuff you're always posting and all the thoughts that you're sharing. And hopefully we can continue to stay in touch and kind of sync up on how these things can have a difference and have an impact with the work that we do and the work that everyone's doing, and will maybe be a source of inspiration for some other STEM professionals and some kids that are out there thinking about what they might want to do when they have to make some of these really big choices. So thanks again, Mike. It was really nice talking to you today.
All right. Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure, Rebecca.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too.